Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast Instant Match Reaction. Now, Eliana, you want 2 minutes now to say what you think, don't you? What was the score?
2-1.
2-1. Did we win?
No.
How'd you feel?
Angry.
Oh, yeah. You said we was going to win 3-0. We played well, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did play well.
At least we got 1 point.
Well, we didn't get no points. You don't get no points. Well, at least we got 1 goal. That's what you mean, don't you? Yeah, we did get a goal, and we did go ahead, didn't we? And you thought your 3-0 was going to happen, didn't you? But it all changed then, didn't it?
Yes.
But like you say, Garnagay, well, we're giving him that goal, ain't we? Garnagay scored. That wasn't an own goal, was it? No, he scored that, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you wanted Decore to score. You was watching him. Right, last words by you. You're going to shoot and play your Barbies and Ken. What's your last words?
I like Everton. Welcome to Toffee Bluecast.
You like Everton and you're welcome. And say up the top is.
Up the Toffee!
I think you lost the league at Goodison Park because that's still amazing.
You lost the league at Goodison Park. You lost the league at Goodison Park. You lost the league at Goodison Park.
Up the top is everyone. Bye from Eliana. Say see you later.
Bye!
Do you know what? When we went 1-0, thought that we was going to make a 3-0 happen. It was a good start by us, and we'll break the game down now, me and Paul. And in the comments, let us know what you think. This is the platform for Everton fans to vent how they feel after the game, and that's what we're here for. So get involved. Come over onto the YouTube if you can. There's loads of Everton fans in the comments, and if you want to just comment from Twitter as well. And we still see comments from Twitter. It comes up over to YouTube. We pay to make sure we can view at Twitter as well. Right, Paul Foster, how did you feel about that thing? How did you feel?
I'm steaming, to be honest. I'm absolutely peed off. Is the nice version. I thought we played well. I thought we defended well. We struggled as we knew we would. DCL isolated. Kept the ball as much as we could. Gave it away quite easily in their half if we did get it back. And yeah, we didn't quite take chances and stuff. But we deserve something from the game, I thought. And Michael Oliver thought differently.
Yeah, you know what? What we're gonna do now on the channel is we're gonna go straight to something that happened at the end of the game, and then we're going to go back to talk about what happened during the game. But we have to go straight to this point, right?
Yeah.
Michael Oliver, you are a bellend, and I mean the biggest bell in the country, like bigger bells than that are in churches. I tell you, because you don't like Pickford, you support Newcastle. I get it, but if that isn't handball, then that is. I don't even know. Without swearing, I don't know what to say, because if in refereeing they want to show referees what handball is, please use that as an example. Because handball, if you don't move your arm towards the ball to gain you an advantage from me, if you don't move it towards the ball for me, I always say you can't help it. It's gone like that. It's gone like that. And even the people in the commentary have said, like, "Oh, the half shirt rule, is it hit on the shirt or is it hit the skin?" It's hit the skin, by the way. It's hit the skin on his arm, which is a bullshit rule anyway. But it's gone lower than that. He's knocked it on. I think if you're moving your whole body in motion, like if you're moving in motion, like he could have gone in with his chest and knocked it down. No, he's used his arm. And
what if you use it?
What if his arm? I know. Just get Tony a bit back if that's the case. You'll be sorted. But yeah, it's just he's used his arm basically to nip it past Tarkowski, nips it past Tarkowski, and they score from it. Right, Ashley Young, awful defending, and it was awful defending from us. But sometimes when you make a mistake, if they cheat after you make a mistake, you still deserve the referee to make the right decision. Now, they don't normally call the referee over unless the decision is going to get changed. So for them to call the referee over, that's when you know normally the referee changes his mind. It always happens. We all say it. We say, oh, if the referee's going over, he's going to change his mind. The referee goes over and he just has to stand his ground on Everton to make us, to be a bell end to us. And bell end isn't swearing, it's a bell, what you ring. But yeah, it's just fuming because I know the game means nothing to us. And by the way, I was watching this game and nothing could have stressed me out this game up until this moment because I didn't even care. I wanted us to just play well, and I'd be happy if we lost or won or draw if we played well. And I thought we played really well for what we've spent. We ain't spent 105 million on Declan Rice. We ain't spent 70 million on this, 100 million on this. For our players, when you look at them, we did everything that we could to stop an Arsenal that went all guns blazing to try and beat us. And we did stop them. We scored past them. We could have gone 2-0, by the way, because Calvert-Lewin hit the post. We could have gone 2. So we'd started really well. We tried to hold on to the 1-0. We conceded. But I honestly feel, personally, and Paul, I'll jump on you now, but in the comments as well, I feel with how we've put the dogs of war in that game, the blocks, the tackles, the fight, the clearances, I thought we deserved a draw that game. I really did. And I would have been happy with a draw. But the referee, just to say 2-1 when you know the goal shouldn't have counted is a bit frustrating.
Very much.
There are comments coming in. I don't care if you're against us, but I don't care if you're against us. Get over it, lads. Have a great summer. Up the top is, yeah, I know. But it is the last game. But still, why should we accept that? Because if we do, we'll probably get it again next season. We'll probably get it again next season.
Well, like I say, we deserved the draw, and yes, it didn't. Thankfully, Brentford lost. Michael Oliver didn't know that. That's potentially £3 million that it could have cost us there. Not just thinking, oh well, I know that City are winning, Arsenal have lost the league, but if I let them have this goal, and for some reason something happens at Man City, at least I won't have caused any controversy. Just that whole shit show, to be honest, needs sorting out. But in terms of us, I thought we defended well. I thought we were decent as a unit. Everyone worked hard enough. And when you look back at of what this season was, then to be able to sort of not bang on about it too much is amazing, because we were in the reach shit come February, when plenty of points deductions were against us and everything else, and it's been good that we don't have to worry about it too much. I just think the lads deserved something tangible after putting such a shift in. That's all.
Yeah, we didn't fight like that in that game. We didn't put that much work in to get cheated by the ref. As simple as that. The players, they could have been on holiday, like some people said. Oh, Everton won't turn up. We'll get beat 4 or 5. Some of our fans probably thought they'll already be on holiday. That wasn't the case. I think we worked really hard today. We worked as a team. We blocked. We was a team today. All 11 looked like they was in it together to try and get a result, and I like that. That's the way that's the reason we've stayed up, is because they've pulled together and they've put the hard grounds into fight for everything, blocks, tackles, and when we get the ball, to try and use it wisely. And I think when we attacked Arsenal, we did look a threat. I just wish we could have attacked them more, because every time we did attack, we looked more of a threat than them. But we just couldn't attack as much as we wanted this game. Calvert-Lewin, we'll try and go through a few patches. People in the comments, let us know what you think. Paul, Calvert-Lewin, he had probably the best chance at the start of the game, didn't he, where he hit the post. What did you think of that? Do you think he should have scored, or do you think he was just unlucky?
No, just unlucky. I thought he was quite clever, actually, because he opened up his body to look as though he was going to curl it in the far side. Didn't do it, went for the near one. Had the keeper beat, to be honest. If it had just been a few inches, blah, blah, blah. But and then as soon as it came back, you can maybe say he had to go with his left foot, but it came back quite quick, so he's unfortunate. I mean, there was a couple of occasions where we broke away and we had 3 or 4 men on a run, but it was almost like we were running in a straight line and we didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I was just going to say that on that first case scenario, I'm pretty sure Calvert-Lewin had an option left and right. I think it was Decore. he had an option left and right, and because he's got an Everton player going left that's dragging the Arsenal players left and dragging it out right, it opens it up for Calvert-Lewin then to put him a one-on-one, which Calvert-Lewin likes his one-on-ones. And he did really well with it, didn't he? Like you say, he hit the post, but sometimes they'll go posting in, so I can't really knock him. He hit the target, just unlucky to hit the post on that first chance, and then it bounced off the post, and the second chance just come at Calvert-Lewin too fast, didn't it, Paul, on the second chance? I don't think it was a tap-in on the second.
No, and I mean, yeah, I'll show you the stats from first half. Really, here we go, and it shows.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because I bet the stats are rubbish, but I actually think that it was all right.
Yeah, well, possession-wise doesn't matter, as we've seen, because you remember when we won 2-0 against Liverpool, and that's when they lost the league.
I remember that, yeah.
We didn't have much possession then either. So, yeah, we stopped them. I thought Pickford played well. I thought we were lucky a couple of times. The guy who got their equaliser, he had a header at the far post that he should have scored. But I thought we defended all right, to be honest, by one or two little giveaways.
I just want to touch on this, man. Well, I mean, we're looking at the stats there, Paul, as well. But Branthwaite, I know we just expect Branthwaite to be amazing, but I did mention that he would play well this game with the spotlight being on him. But he was sensational. And Tarkowski with a tackle on the last-ditch tackle on Martinelli, I think it was, or Havertz. But that header from Branthwaite as well, where he headed it just over the bar. He's heading shots over the bar. He's saving things with his head, Branthwaite is. And he's incredible. It's just frustrating sometimes because you look today, our centre-backs didn't do nothing wrong. The first one, Tarkowski, wasn't even on the pitch. So the first one probably could have got disallowed. And then the second one, Ashley Young just makes a complete mistake where our centre-backs can't even recover it. They can't get into position quick enough. And Tarkowski gets done by a handball as well. So it's a game where I actually generally think, Paul, that I can't fault a centre-backs there. I can't blame Tarkowski or Branthwaite for nothing there. I think they had an immaculate, perfect game.
Yeah. I think the only thing that sort of pop up, and commentators jumping all over it, wasn't it? There's a couple of occasions when Pickford didn't shout or did shout, and Branthwaite didn't listen or did listen. But considering we're meant to be a side who were on the beach, like you said, we weren't like that at all. We weren't like that at all. And I think we've instilled that, or Dyche has instilled that ethic that you got to put a shift in every game, no matter what. You can't hide. We can't carry any passengers, and you get found out. So everyone G's everyone up, and you put a shift in and get what we deserve in the end, usually. Unfortunately, we just didn't get the point that we wanted today, but thankfully it didn't matter.
Well, our fans are amazing, and I could hear our fans. When we scored, our fans was loud as heck. And our fans don't travel all the way to the Arsenal ground to go and watch Everton not turn up and be on holiday. And I always say that every time that stadium's got Everton fans in it and they travel to watch the game, the players should always give everything they've got to give those fans a good performance, because it's not easy travelling to those games for the fans. So I actually feel that they did today. I don't know how the fans will feel going home. I think the fans will feel happy with the way the Everton players perform for them, but I feel they'll be really frustrated that the referee took away what the players deserved. A draw, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if it would have been a draw, but I definitely think that goal shouldn't have got allowed. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if Arsenal would have gone on to win 2-1 anyway, but I just don't like that goal. It was handball, as simple as that. And it's just frustrating because we speak about VAR, and literally it's all over the media. Do we scrap VAR? There is nothing wrong with VAR. There is something wrong with the people sitting in VAR. They have all the tools to do things properly. They've got the lines, they've got the slowdowns, and it should be so simple for them. I'm not even joking. I don't know how they're getting it wrong. Like, I can't even say how they're getting it wrong.
If it had been the other way round, imagine it had been the other way round, and we had gone through exactly the same situation, exactly the same touches, etc., and we'd gone through and made it 2-1 for us, are you telling me that Michael Oliver would not have disallowed it for handball? Imagine City are drawing, and we've gone through and we've just made it. We've just made it 2-1 or something. Just like that. Are you telling me that Michael Oliver would not have made that handball decision in favour of Arsenal? It's just, it is.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
what
And,
would have
and,
happened.
and on the other
Not
end of that, like you say, it would have gone in their favour. But on the other
oh,
end,
without a doubt.
like if Arsenal fans saying to us, Paul, like, oh, stop moaning about it, who cares, who cares? At the end of the day, if, like Paul's just said, if Man City would have drew
Yeah.
and that was Arsenal, they would have wanted the decision to make or win the league. So every game matters, whether there's nothing at stake for us or not.
It's all relative,
Brentford
isn't
could
it?
have won. He
All
didn't know
relative.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it too far into this, but I do
No.
want to call it out because I always do, because I just feel if you don't call it out, it's never going to get corrected. If you let put it under the carpet, it'll come back and hit you in the face. And that was just stupid refereeing. You can watch it back a million times. It's handball. I can't. Because the commentator said, Paul, when I was listening to it, they said it's handball. The commentator said it's 100% handball, and not at any point. If I had £1 million and they says to me, put £1 million on what the referee is going to do when he goes over, I would have put £1 million saying that he is 100% going to change his decision and admit that it was handball. I don't know how he didn't. I really don't know. Because they told him to come over because it's handball, and the referees thought I'm sticking with my decision.
That was the biggest thing that shocked me, to be honest, because Stuart Atwell was on VAR today. I mean, what a surprise. Stuart Atwell was on VAR for Arsenal's potential title-winning match. But the fact that he got Oliver to go and have a look at it at all was a surprise for me. Then not so much of a surprise that Michael Oliver just thought, well, sod it, Arsenal are going to win this game. So there you go.
It just felt like, to me, it felt like they wanted to make it look like the season had been close, so it looks good on the media. Oh, Arsenal was just so close, because if it was a draw, they would have said, oh, Man City didn't even bloody need to win anyway. But they just wanted it to look better at the end of the season. Because you've seen the Premier League come out this season and say, how have you found the season? They want the seasons to be entertaining. And it's more entertaining in Man City if Arsenal won that game and it was closer to Man City. So they gave that decision. It's just corrupt. I don't like it. It frustrates me, and it is frustrating. Now, we touched on Branthwaite, Paul. There's another player at the side of Branthwaite that the Blues mentions that I've backed up all this season, and I agree. Yeah. He massively dipped off, and he wasn't good enough at some point when he got dropped, and he didn't deserve to be in our midfield. But he's come back in the last two games, and I thought he was fantastic this game. What did you think, Amadou Onana?
Well,
good tackle.
If I'm being truthful, I didn't.
Big shit.
Well, yeah, I thought personally, I thought he did all right, but I'm not going to lie and say that I thought he had an amazing game. I think there was plenty of times when he kind of just swung around. Really, it was his kind of game to look good in if we were able to keep the ball. Did he create much? No. Did he win the ball back a few times? Yes. Did he lose the ball a few times? Yes. So I'm not I'm not the biggest fan. I think
just come at me. Just come at me. I like that you're correcting me. This is the good part, Paul, that we do not, by the way, me and Paul do not lick each other's arse. He thinks something, I think something. So I said that I thought Onana had a good game. Paul saying didn't really do much. You were overhyping a little bit.
I thought he had an okay game. I thought he had an okay. I mean, Blues said that Onana was good and Branthwaite was fantastic, and I agree with the Branthwaite part. The Onana one, I just think there's so much. It's just that word potential. You can see his stature, and when he's on the ball, you kind of think this lad should be amazing, but he's not amazing yet. He's got a lot. He's got a long way to go, to be honest, until I feel that he's up there alongside Branthwaite. I think Branthwaite and a lot of other players in our team are actually quite far ahead of him. I think he needs to pull his finger out and do more before he's seen as a really fantastic player. But I think it will come. I just don't think it'll happen in the next year. To be honest, he did all right for us.
No, it like I say, probably just that I'm overhyping him. I do that sometimes, but he's the problem is with Onana for me. It's like you've just said with Branthwaite, you see what he's capable of, and he puts it all together and meets all those capabilities. I know that's not a word, but he hits, he goes high on them. Do you know what I mean? He hits every target. Onana, you know what he's capable of. Is he the powerhouse that he should be all the time? Does he always use his power much? Probably not as much as he should. Does he drive as much as he should? I'd love to see him drive more, because when he drives, he looks unstoppable. When he just runs past the player, says, "I'm bigger than you," and goes, does he do that enough? No. Does he get on the ball enough as we'd like? Probably not. And I feel he could be a lot more dangerous attacking. Onana could as well. Do I think that he can get all those things going? Yeah, but it's going to take like you've just said, Paul, 1 or 2, 3 seasons for Onana to become that player. And I have no doubt that he probably will become that player. And when he does, he's going to be like Branthwaite. But the difference is, I don't know what's happened with Branthwaite. It's very rare that a player just goes from okay to a goat. And that's what Branthwaite's done, isn't it? He's literally gone from like, I don't know if he can actually get into the Everton team, to playing and you think, this guy's a goat. He's got nothing wrong with him. Absolutely nothing wrong with him. He does everything perfect.
Yeah, and I get what Blues is saying as well. I think it's just because we can see he's got so much more in him, Onana. You know, he's got the same sort of body shape as a Vieira that we used to watch, and a Yaya Toure and everything else. I'm not saying he's going to be that good, but you look and see him as having potential to do so much better than he's actually doing. You know, maybe if he's a number 6, like Blues is saying, that's what Garner Gay is also doing. So we're playing with 2 people in that position, and because Garner Gay is shorter and more mobile, maybe he gets more of the plaudits. You know, it's just that you watch Onana and you think, you're such a unit, you should have more of a grip on this game, and I suppose that's why we want him to perform even better than he has done so far. He's done all right for us. You know, maybe that's
I don't think it's even that I don't think it's. Yeah, I get the 6th position. It's not that I want him to be something that's different to the position that he excels in. It's just that I see him capable of so much more.
That's what I'm saying.
And I want to see him do so much. Yeah, that's all I see is he's so good when he does little things. I just want him to do it more. And like I say, I've always backed Onana. You know I have, and I'm a big fan of Onana. But I just want to.
I don't not like him. Yeah, I don't not like him. By the way, I think he's all right. He's just, I just want more from him. That's all. I can see more from him. He's just not produced it yet. That's all.
It's going to be interesting to see whether we're going to have Onana next season. Are we going to have Branthwaite next season? Are we going to have Jordan Pickford? I think Jordan Pickford's a bit safer, but it's we are here now, basically. I mean, we're giving a little bit of review of the game there. We talked about our goal, Garner Gay went for top left. It would have gone in, but it went top right. Hitting the wall. I probably think it still would have gone in.
It might have done.
Is it giving us an own goal or Garner Gay's goal?
Well, on the apps that I've got, it's gone down as Garner Gay, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure really officially what the Premier League want to do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Do you know what? That Garner Gay's actually he's took over Tarky, hasn't he? He loved whipping the Cobra out, doesn't he?
Oh, look, that's his thing now. He's doing it for Danjuma, isn't he? Doing it for Danjuma.
Whipping it was all Tarkowski with the action at first, but now it's Danjuma whipping his Cobra out.
Exactly.
That's what he does.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put something on the board. This is the league table from Where are we?
Paul loves his stuff. We never know what he's going to chuck on the channel here, buddy. He's the
This is the
stat
league
man.
table from start of February. All right. Stay it there. So that's league table. That's week 22, which is about the start of February. So when it's all gone tits up really in terms of points deductions and everything else. So this is after 22 games. We're -4, 18 points. Looking awful. Luton got a game in hand. Forest 2 points above us. Brentford above them, and so on and so on. Not looking good. And if you think back to our conversations at this point, it was roughly around this point that we had the 9 teams, I think, as well. I think it was. I think we had pretty much from Wolves, didn't we?
Yeah.
Down to Sheffield United.
It was round about that time, yeah.
Yeah, so we had all them teams. So I think most people said that we would get out of it, which we have. But it was interesting to see how well we did, considering how some of the other sides performed as well. Because I tell you what, it's a surprise that Palace's manager hasn't got some sort of accolade over the last 6 weeks, because they've just beaten everybody. Hammered Villa today 5-0. You can see at the bottom there. So we've done decent.
Crystal Palace today, fantastic.
Yeah, we've done decent. And so if I stop that one and then show you the table. Wherever we are. Here we go. So there we are in what we're bothered about. So if you look at a bit of form as well, obviously lost today, but those 3 wins, a draw, and 2 wins before that as well.
No, I'm buzzing with that.
I'd say we've.
Like to say, you can't put it down
well
on the game, can you? Because that's the way things panned out. And you only have to look at what I'm looking at here, Paul. Is you look at on the right hand side there. Look at all the losses at the teams at the bottom and all the draws, and then you look at us, the form that we put together: win, 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 draw, win, loss. I mean, no one else put form like that towards the end of the season. Even the teams that finished above us there, Wolves, they've got lost, won, lost, lost, lost. Fulham lost, drew, lost, win. We won a lot at the end of the season. When shit hit the fan and Everton needed to fight, we did fight. And I'm proud of us because, like I say, the last 5 games there to win, win, draw, win. And against Arsenal, we could have drew that easy to put in that performance. I finished the season proud of Everton. I'm proud of the players and proud of the manager. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I don't like being happy with being 15th in the league, because I'm not. That is not my bar. I would never set the bar for Everton to finish 15th, but under the circumstances, finishing 15th from where you've just shown us in the table to now, Paul, in the short games we had to turn it around, I'm happy with that patch, the way we reacted. But I wouldn't be happy if next season, if we didn't start like we finished there. Do you know what I mean? If we need to start next season, all guns blazing, and have a good season from the start, and make sure that we're not even in talks of being in a relegation battle. No. That's what we want, isn't it, Paul? A season where we don't say, we could be in a relegation battle. We want to be in a season where we say we could be pushing for Europa, not we could be in a relegation battle.
No. Well, we were in a situation end of January where, or last couple of weeks of January, whatever it was, where we hadn't won a game for, 13 games, 14 games? Plenty of people shouting for Deitch not being the person and all this sort of stuff. I do think, sort of looking back from the shows that we did round about the time, I think both of us were in agreement that it would be ridiculous, even if we had a choice, ridiculous to get rid of Sean Deitch. And I think you look there, you're looking at the 3 teams that have gone down. Even your Forest manager as well, and obviously Wolves a little bit. Dyche has got the experience, and they couldn't put together a run of games. They couldn't put together a run of wins, and we did. We beat Burnley. Yes, we got hammered by Chelsea, but then you're looking at the Liverpool game, the Forest game, the Brentford game, and that's where it's massive pressure. And whereas we did have people who were saying, we should go all gun ho, blah blah blah. Dyche stuck to his plan and his experience and everything else, and we got 40 points from 38 games. So who's the person who's right?
Yeah, I didn't have doubts for him to sack him. I just asked for him to step
No,
up.
I know that was it. We didn't, but there were lots of people who sort of said we shouldn't have him anymore because he's lost.
Yeah, it was sack Dyche. I have a jump on sack Dyche because I always think to myself, like, it's not just about saying sack Dyche, it's about what would happen after. And I think what would have happened after probably wouldn't have benefited us anymore. And Dyche probably did need the time. Dyche did keep. Everton fans won't like this because when you've lost 10 games, the last thing Everton fans want to hear is we've had bad luck and luck will change. The XG is good. But what Dyche said is sometimes you just need a bit of luck in football. And look at Idrissa Gana Gueye's goal today. That's an example. Sometimes you just need a bit of luck in football. That's what football is sometimes. And I think luck started to go, not just luck, but good performances and a bit of luck on top started to go our way. The Blues comment there, I said I want a better season next time. All I can do as an Everton fan is think that we're going to have the same team, roughly, as this season. If we have, I'd love to push on from 15th or wherever we finish because I feel that we didn't even have the best season this season. So I'd want to do better. And if me personally I want to do better and don't get a point deduction, I feel we could do a lot better than where we finished this season. I can't think to myself, everyone's going to go. If they do, they do. But we don't know that that players are going to leave, and we don't know anything yet. So we can't really say, can we, Paul? We can only go by this season and say.
You can only go off this, and then you can look at the points deduction. So we lost 8 points. There you're looking where Brighton are. And at the start, in the first half of the season, people would have been saying, God, I wish we were doing as well as Brighton. So, yeah, it could potentially be a really damaging season next season if we don't manage to keep some people, if we don't get one or two other people in on loans or otherwise. But there's time to do that. There is time to do that. We just need this takeover business sorted. We need a proper bidder, consortium, whatever, of experienced sports company people, not 777 who feel like they're, like they're Wonga, where you just getting massive loans and then using that to try and run football clubs. So as long as we can be smart on that and actually find some people who want to invest over a longer period, then we might have a chance of actually stabilising next season. And that's what we need to do, stabilise. We need a couple of seasons.
Dayboy does say, got to thank Richard Masters for trying to ruin our season. He failed badly. It was a good try. He would, like I said earlier on the other stream, the talk before the match, I think they wanted it a lot closer. They would have liked for it to have been an Arsenal against a team that needed to win to stay in the league against Arsenal that needed to win the league. But it wasn't the show that they wanted. The Blues then goes on to say, I want to do better as well, but I'm not expecting it based on how much. I get what you're saying, and I'm massively worried, the Blues. I really am. But I can't think bad until I get bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, wait and see.
I was just going to say, we're kind of, we want to be in the position where, well, we are in the position where we have to sell our best players in order to keep the club going in a positive way. What we've got to do is what Brighton have done recently. find some players and nurture them, bring them into the side, and get the whole team, stable, and then moving up the table, which is what they've done. So if we do get money for whoever goes, it's having some targets that we can go for. And I don't mean like top grade, blah blah. You've got to be shrewd. You got to find these players who you think can move forward in the next 2, 3, 4 years of their career, but do us a job over those short term years. That's where we are at the moment. We used to be really good at that. Cahill, Lescott, Jagielka, Baines, all these lads came from championship clubs. And it doesn't have to be championship clubs, but we need to get back on the train where we used to be, where we would find these lads who were stepping into the next stage of their career and could do a proper job for us. Then they fall in love with the club, stay with us a while, do decent, or we end up selling them on for a massive profit, and then investing that into the club, like we did with John Stones, for example. So, and whoever else.
It's like, for an example, this might be me talking crap, but one of my old bosses, his mentality, because it was his business, was like he was like, work hard. And when you used to, his mentality was like, my old boss, he was like, when you work with him, you couldn't switch off, you couldn't mess about, you couldn't go on your phone, and you had to work. The environment was like you was under his spell, and you had to work hard for him. Otherwise, you'd shit yourself, or you get buggered, or you get the sack. And that's what my boss's mentality was like. And then that's what it's like with Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche has created this mentality now where you have to be this for Everton Football Club. No matter who plays, who comes on, what player it is, Sean Dyche with that now has created a mentality. So if players go, if players come, as long as Sean Dyche can keep that mentality with these players that you have to work hard, we're going to, whoever goes, whoever stays, we're still going to have a team that fights for us next season, which we haven't had for a long time, by the way, because if you went back, we didn't do Toffee Bluecast. We've only been going for like one season. But if we went back to other managers, Lampard, other managers, the players didn't care. The players didn't fight. And there was no consistency, the players turning up every week the same. It was one good game in every 3. But now, with this team under Dyche, we play well every week. We don't always play well enough to win or show the ability to win, but the players work hard for us every week. And if Dyche can create that mentality, then next season, we just bust our guts, work hard, and make sure we finish as high as we can in the league. And then hope that later on, if we get better owners and a bit more budget in the transfer window, we can have a bit more quality to come into that working hard ethic. And then we'll be back to that competing for Europa League and stuff like that. But as long as your roots are work hard, sweat, give everything, we'll always finish mid-table and we won't be having this stress that we've had other seasons. So I think Dyche, I think he is the right man at the minute. Under the situations that we've got to go for, like the Blues said, there might be more storms, more waves. Next season could be more stressful if we lose this amazing 2 centre-backs with partnership. But as long as us fans stick behind them, as long as Dyche creates a mentality where our players work harder than the other teams every week, we'll be okay. We will be okay. But we don't know what the future holds. Like you just said, Paul, we could literally go and sell Braithwaite for 80 million and Everton put 30 million of it towards a new stadium and give us actually 50 million in the transfer window well, 50 million would be amazing if we could just like spread a bit of that on, say, go and buy a new centre-back, a new winger and get a number 10. For selling Braithwaite. Who knows? Who knows? But we've just got to stay behind it, in my opinion. Long words, but I think we have to stay positive until things do get bad. Do you know what I mean? You've always got to be that way, in my opinion. I
agree. Well said. Happens now and then.
I'm just thinking, you don't realise how much Dyche has. I've questioned Dyche. Like I said, I questioned him saying, "Oh, you got the wrong players," or "We didn't." That Chelsea game, none of them tried, and that was the first game where I'd seen the players give up. But when you look back this season, Paul, there's a lot of games where those players worked hard all game. they worked hard all game, and I've always said the players can't help it, we choose them. They don't choose themselves to come to Everton. But as long as they work hard, that's all you can ask for, and they have. They have now this season. I think we'll be all right next season. I really do. Teams that come up next season. Who's coming up next season, Paul? Ipswich, Leicester.
Well, Leicester won the league. Ipswich finished second, and then it's a toss-up between Leeds and Southampton in the playoff final. Next, is it next Saturday? You normally do it on a bank holiday Monday, don't they? So I'm not sure of the actual day, but next weekend anyway, at some point.
So you got two. I think the teams coming up will be a bit. I know I shouldn't say this, but I think the teams coming up will be a bit like last season. Leicester might be a bit strong. Ipswich, I don't know what they'll do. Leeds and West Brom, that's going to be a bit of a game, that isn't it? But I think we'll be all right. Even the teams around us, Paul, that have stayed up, I think we can compete. You've got to hope for the best, don't you? Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, you have got to hope for the best, and it's about clever investment. It's not about just throwing cash everywhere and buying as many players as you can. And I think Forest, same as us in some ways, Forest are very fortunate that the three that came up were not strong enough. You know, that Luton were not strong enough. Because if you have a stronger side come up instead of Luton last season, then either of us could have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we are lucky that this season was poor. And I take it back a little bit thinking about it, because Leicester coming up will probably invest, and there'll be a stronger team, Leicester will, than the teams that come up this season. And I think Leeds, if they do, or Southampton come up, they'll be a strong team as well. So next season probably will be harder. It will. But then we signed Danjuma, and we loaned Danjuma, and he wasn't what we all wanted. Jack Harrison wasn't probably what we wanted this season. So, like you say, Paul, if we reinvest on players that perform better next season, might end up in a better situation next season. You don't know, do you?
Possibly. Well, it's this is where Thelwell comes into his own. You know, the lads have kept us up. Sean's done his job, and not moaned about it. I'm actually so much fair play to kudos to Sean Dyche, because how much bitching and moaning would other managers have done over the last season with everything that happened? Christ almighty.
Do you know what, though?
Go on.
And this will probably, I don't know if you'll go against me here or with me, but I always say what I think, and that's what this channel's about. I don't duck and dive. I don't care about getting ripped, but we are little shitbags for we put Everton Football Club, we're the best fans because we have a lot of emotion, a lot of passion.
Yeah.
But because we've got a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, we can be shitbags. Like Dyche in the press conferences, before the press conferences, you go on in the comments, oh, Dyche is going to rub his head before the press conference. He's going to say this. We're always ripping into him, ripping into Dyche before Dyche is late. Who does he think he is and stuff like that? And it's not. He's saying the same thing. You think to yourself, well, Dyche does. How many press conferences does Dyche do throughout the whole season? He can't say different words every press conference. He's going to repeat himself. He's going to say the same sayings because he's just literally doing the same thing every week. And we are shit. We do. Like I say, there's been a lot of pressure on Dyche. He's took it well. There you go. Emma says she's done it. Yeah, I've probably seen you in the comments. Probably even I've done it myself. But we all say, oh, Dyche. Well, he's got thick skin. My point is, this wasn't an easy job this season. Everton fans ain't easy to keep happy. We're on to you if you do anything wrong. And this season was a very hard season. A point deduction given to us, then another one. The owners, we don't even know who there was. We've been on to Dyche for everything. He's took the whole weight of the whole season on his shoulders and handled it fantastically. In fact, Lampard, when you look at him, I think he'd turned grey. Dyche doesn't even look bothered, does he, Paul? He doesn't look like he's bothered.
No,
he don't care.
I like that. You know what? I absolutely do not mind. He could say the same thing every week for me. Because it's all nonsense. The questions, some of the questions that he gets asked, nonsense. You
It's a
basically
bit-
just want to know who's fit, who's not, and that the lads are up for it. That's all. That's all you need. To be fair, what else can he say? What else can he say? Really, you know. And like you said, Blues is right. You know, big Ange for Spurs. We like a personality, don't we? And Dyche just doesn't. He doesn't rise to stuff. Yeah, he just doesn't. He just doesn't give a shit.
No, because if you do think about it, a lot of managers have cracked. A lot of managers crack in the press conferences. You look at all Klopp. Thank God I'm not going to have to listen to Klopp in the press conferences anymore because he is so rude. Like the Big Ange one, he was happy when he was winning. Look at what he's like now. He's losing. If he lost as much as us, bloody hell. All the people in the press, Gosh, when you think about it, I can't remember him not handling many well. Can you, Paul? He's handled them all really well. He hasn't really kicked
Oh
off.
God,
Just got on with it.
I mean, bloody hell, if you think of points through the season where things were, I mean, where things were bad, or there's controversy about this, that, or the other. The Portugal thing with Patterson, he smoothed that over. He handled that really well. Obviously, the points deduction talk throughout the season, anything to do with Masters, anything to do with Mashiri, anything to do with the takeover, Bill Kenwright passing away. I mean, if you want a masterclass of how to deal with the press over a season, watch Dyche this season, because I can't remember a time where we've turned to each other and said, "Oh, I wasn't happy with what he was saying there." Especially if it was samey, that's okay. I don't mind that at all. He could have slipped up or said something really bad over the season because there was so many opportunities for that to happen. But he's experienced, and I tell you what, his head's not in the clouds. I don't think you could find much more of a down to earth kind of sensible bloke. And I mean, bloke is probably the right word for Dyche. Come the background and voice and everything else. He's no prima donna. He's not sort of manager who's been in Europe and had one good season, then come over and thinks he's the bee's knees or anything like that. He's obviously grafted, and he knows his job, and he knows the people who are working for him as well, and he knows how to handle things. So I think he's done great. I really do.
That's the difference. I think his CV really helped him. I mean, when we had Lampard, sometimes you'd say, "Oh, I don't know whether he can handle this. He's not been in this situation before." But Dyche, he's covered everything, hasn't he? He literally has covered everything, and he's even when you go up, he got Burnley in the Europa League with that team, so he's even got the capability of taking a team that's really poor and having a cracking. And you know what? You laugh at me now, but if you went back and looked through every game, that if we wasn't like unlucky and we took our chances, because there were so many games where you say we had all the chances in the first 60 and we lost 1-0. If you go back, even that Wolves one when we watched it, Paul, we could have been 1-0, 2-0, but then we ended up losing 1-0. If you went back and looked at every game where we could have won, I know you could say that, oh, we could have, but if you look at the games, we was capable of so much more. Dyche could randomly give us a cracking season next season if he's cracked things at the end of the season. You know what I mean? If he's found the code, and I do believe when you look at our form, 1-4 drawn and lost 1, I think Dyche has cracked something and he's settled in now, and I think we could have a better season next time if we get to keep some of our better players. Who knows though? The Blues, I don't know. God knows how many shocking ref decisions cost us points too. Yeah, exactly. And if you for when we finished, when you just 15th, you look at that table and add 5, 6 easy wins onto that, it puts us miles higher.
Yeah.
So we're capable of a lot better.
I was talking that to a mate yesterday actually about that, or Friday about that, and I'd love to know. There's probably someone who's done it. I'd love to know what the league table would look like if someone each week had done the points based on those decisions that, with the majority was saying that Wolves one that was not given was stupid, or that City one, how did they get away with that, or all that. There's got to be a completely different table which has taken all these decisions into account and done it. And I'd love to see what it was, because I know a lot of it this season was our own downfall, but God Almighty, there was there was plenty of ones that we should have got, or shouldn't have been given against us.
We got people going now because I didn't even think about that, but all the decisions against us have cost us a lot of points, but we've got on with it because we're used to it. They're against us. We get it. But all the decisions, there's a lot of points if you add them up. But if you put the league table on now, Paul, of where we finished, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Luton, we didn't beat Luton. That's crazy. Then we drew against them. That's 4 points we lost. Sheffield United, I don't know how we drew against Sheffield United that first time. We lost 2 points there. So that's 4, 5, 6 points. Fulham, when we first played them, the start of the season, the amount of shots we had on target and didn't score. We had like 12 shots and didn't score, and they beat us. So that's another 3 points there. The Wolves game that I watched with you in Scarborough, Paul, when Dan Juma had all those chances.
Yeah.
When you come over to me, the Wolves game that we watched, we didn't win that. That's another 3 points.
But not
and
even
people just say, it's easy to say, but
not even our own stupid fault for missing the chances. But I mean, like the Fulham game, believe it or not, first game of the season. It feels like yesterday. And Blue says it, and exactly what I'm just going to mention. The bit where Leno, because he's playing for Fulham, comes out, doesn't he? Is it Leno? Playing for Fulham, comes out, grabs it above above Tarkovsky's head. Right? Yeah. He's all over Tarkovsky, drops the ball. Keane puts it in. Christ, do you know what I mean? That
I remember itself,
that we should have been 1-0 up before Fulham scored later on. So you kind of do that. There's a point in itself if you were still going to include Fulham.
The Onana handball. Do you know the Onana handball? If that wasn't
City,
that handball penalty against City, if that was, like I say, the Onana handball against City, how can that not be handball today? And that was handball with Onana. And also there was trying to think. There's been so many. The Calvert-Lewin trip, that was one.
Yeah. I'd even say Luton at home, where Barkley shoves DCL in the back on the corner, and they they get that. I can't remember if that was the cup game or the league game, to be fair, but it's just so many. There's just so many.
And even, do you know what? This is crazy, but I honestly do believe that in the derby that we played the first time, where Young got sent off, I do believe that they should have got a sending off as well.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, in the derby, they should have got a sending off as well. In the first derby, we could have drew that as well, but the referee sended Young off, but didn't send their centre back off. There's been loads of decisions that have completely killed us this season, but like I say, we have had to crack on with it. That's another good thing with us as well. We haven't let that bother us, because Dyche has said many times in the press.
Yeah,
it's just been ridiculous. I'm hoping Leeds stay down. Nil up until the decision of the derby. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we was 0-0 when that decision happened in the derby. If I didn't get done for copyright, I'd put them all together, but I don't think I'd get them all in 1 minute. There's been that many. And I'm not even joking.
You'd need a week to watch that one. You'd need a week.
Yeah, because you get 60 seconds on a short in, what's that, 10 seconds each clip? So that'd be 6. Yeah. We've just mentioned at least about 20. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a show in itself. The Robinson handball away against Fulham. It comes off the crossbar, doesn't it? It's his arm.
Yeah, that's one as well. Yeah, I thought, yeah.
But the thing is, because we are Everton fans, it's happened so often over the years, and there's going to be plenty of other fans who'd say the same thing about their clubs as well. But you just kind of get used to it, and that you do bounce back all the time, and that's why when it happens to one of the other clubs higher up the table, I'm not going to say biggest, clubs who are higher up the table, it's so much of a so much of a fuss and kerfuffle, if you like, good word for the day, because they just moaned about it constantly for over and over and over and over again, and they won't let it go. That's why they end up getting the bloody look most of the time as well. Funny.
I just seen in the comments, is there we are coming to an end on the show now, but is there I think there's a cop out in the comments, isn't there? So I just got a little present for you. I don't know if there is, but if there is. You lost the league at Goodison Park. You lost the league at Goodison Park. Do you know what? I'm not joking. I have got the whole of this transfer window now, or until next season, to celebrate us beating them in the derby, and I will continuously smile about it. And if I walk past a Liverpool fan and they've got the Liverpool top on, I will just smile to myself and think we beat you last time. We played you 2-0, and it was your last season for Klopp, and you was in contention to win the Premier League, and we beat you, and you didn't because of us. So it's a good season on that note for me. I think we finished it really good. And we have spoke about the Arsenal game there. Frustrating that it finished on us talking about referees, but funny when you actually get in the comments there, the Blues and all that lot, when you put how many frigging decisions have gone against us, bloody hell, they are quite bad in the ball. They are bad.
It's shocking,
you have
really.
to laugh.
Yeah.
You have to laugh.
Julia did a great job with the podcast and stuff for last season. But I tell you what, if last season, this season were on TV, they would have had 2 brilliant seasons, as in series, because the first one comes down to the last day with the final game, and before that, and the manager getting sacked and blah blah blah. Season 2 is like the courtroom drama, where it's just point deductions here, there, and everywhere. And basically us surviving and doing our bit as much as we could. So it wouldn't be a bad box set in another couple of years. God knows how the next one's going to go. I've no idea.
We have been through so much shit. And do you know what they say? When you go through so much crap, it makes you stronger. That's what they say. We're going to be like the freaking Italian stallions at the end of all this, because we've been through everything. Relegation battle with Crystal Palace. We did it. We come back from 2 goals and win 3-2. What a comeback game that was, Crystal Palace. Relegation battle against Bournemouth. Find out Leicester are winning and we need to score to win on the very last game at home. We win and we stay up. And then this season, we actually don't be in a relegation battle, but then the Premier League wants us to be in the relegation battle and give us the biggest deduction ever in football, 10 points. We get that lowered to 6. Then they want to give us another deduction to 2. And this is the thing. The Premier League advertise a lot of stuff, but they don't advertise. Everton have had stuff done against them that don't normally happen, but we still fighting against it after a relegation battle last season. Gone against it, still frigging found the fight to stay up. Because you would not, if you was to say to us last season, Paul, that we wouldn't sign loads of players, but if you was to say to us last season, that Bournemouth game, that next season you're going to get a 6-point deduction and then a 2-point deduction, you'd have been shitting it, wouldn't you? You'd have been like, oh my God, we struggled to stay up last game, and next season we're going to get deductions and we still got to stay up. We're going down next season, but it didn't happen. We're fighters. No. That's what we do.
I remember Gary Neville being asked earlier on in the season. Someone asked him, "Will Everton stay up?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "Yes, but if they get points deducted, then no." And there were plenty of people who thought the same, but we didn't give in, and we showed them that we're not going anywywhere. As he's saying, Wolf of Wall Street, and I'm staying. That's what
something about us. It's a big reason why I supported Everton. Never say die into it. It's something about us where when you shit hits the fan, that's when you see what we're made of, and it always shines through. It does. And some people, when they've said other seasons on this channel, "Oh, we're going down," I've always believed, because I just know there's something about Everton. Never say die. can't knock us down without us getting back up, and we do. And this season, it's not even been a relegation battle for us. I want to point that out. This game against Arsenal, we were safe. We were safe last game as well. So I'm happy with this season. People in the comments, we're finishing the show now on the hour. We tried to make it a bit longer because it is the last show. Not the last show ever. We're staying here for next season. We'll be back, baby. The Blues, we'll find out whether we're in more shit or in the better. We don't know. We won't be going nowhere. If you can hit that like and subscribe, get behind us, because me and Paul put a lot of shift in on this channel, and we've got a team as well. Jamie, Rob, Paul Caswell, a lot of people behind the scenes that come on the show as well. We do get you subscribers. We let you come on if you want to. If you ever wanted to come on, let us know. We like to show that this channel is about bringing all Everton fans together. So we offer the platform to a lot of people. Next season, we're finishing on, like, if you can subscribe now and get us to 800 finishing the season, that would be fantastic. I think
That'd
we're
be
like
nice.
9 subscribers away. It says 305 listening. So we're 9 subscribers away from getting 800, and we've only been going for 1 season and a half. So 800 subscribers is fantastic. And if you can get us to 800, then that makes me think next season we're going to do really well. And we've had such good feedback from you in the comments. So without you, I want to give you a shout out. Without you, it would be shocking. We do literally come on and get involved. And without the Blues correcting me, I'd feel lost. He's like my Mr. Miyagi. I'm Daniel's son, and he's Mr. Miyagi, always keeping me on track. The Blues is like slapping me on the wrist if I say something too crazy. But yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll be here again next season. We'll be good next season. I can't wait to see. I can't wait already. We're finishing now. Paul wants the holiday, and I'm thinking already, let's get started to get some work done.
Only a short one. Only a short one, to be fair. We're still going to do things, aren't we? We've got a few few quizzes, and we've got the Euros coming up. We've got a few different shows that we're going to do as well. Everton and otherwise. So it'd be good, you know.
Yeah,
it'd be good to get through the summer.
Like Paul said, what we'll do is sometimes we'll come on and talk about transfers if it gets heated. We'll keep the shorts every time. We'll drop the short. I've tried to be really organised on the shorts. Any news that comes out, because we get it quite updated on the Toffee Bluecast Twitter, I put it on shorts straight away. We will keep you updated on the shorts on the Toffee Bluecast, what's going on, and you can comment and let us know what you think on what's going on. But if anything big happens at Everton Football Club, Paul will be in the house, I'll be in the house, Jamie will probably be in, Rob will be in, and we'll have a Diamond Dogs Everton meeting, and we'll have a little chat about it. Probably do something over the international break because it's football. We all love football, and Paul's got his quizzes, and I'll probably try and drop one if I can. Right, everybody. Last words, Paul. This feels like we're ending forever, but we're not. We'll be back.
No, we're not. We're not. But what a season! I'm sure we'll end up doing some sort of review and everything else. I'm just glad that we made it through together, and we're smiling on the other side. So that's always important. Exactly. Smiling on the other side with or without the unicorn.
That's how much we've progressed. We're not even lucky anymore. We used to need the lucky unicorn. We didn't even need them. Paul, you went to a few. To be fair, you didn't do bad actually. You went to the Burnley one with me and we won. Then you went to the other one with your dad and we won. Sheffield United, didn't we?
Sheffield United, we went. Yeah.
2 wins. 2 wins.
We're on a good record, actually. If anything, me and you should be signed just to be there, because our record's so good.
Next time, me and you will be playing on that YouTube channel, Football Match at Everton, and they'll be like, Foster ball down the left wing, Daniel overlaps him. Do I overlap you or not? Probably might just have the energy to overlap you. Yeah, I've got the energy. Daniel overlaps him. Paul runs in the box. Foster ball goal. I don't know what to call you. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, it wouldn't be the other way around. It wouldn't be the other way around, I tell you.
Paul Foster Paul. Don't know what our names would be, but we've got loads coming in. We are looking on doing bits and bobs on the channel for charities and stuff like that. We'll use this platform to the best we can, and we will be doing the kit next season. We'll have a little kit competition where you, the subscribers, if you subscribe, we'll drop a competition where you can win the kit for next season. We've got it all going on. Up the top is everyone dropping the banner. Have a boss one. Everton stayed up. again. And next season, we're winning a lot. Coleman's staying, and we're winning a lot. Have a boss one, everyone.